Hello, welcome to another edition of XFeed. Uh, wow, Root, the future versus ecosystem, really picking up. We're going to talk a lot about that today, but I want to start off on a little bit of a different note, kind of more pertaining to the title about how if you have friends that aren't into crypto at all, you need to start paying attention. And I mean this in a couple of different ways. And this is probably going to be a lot of rambling. So if you're into that kind of thing, phenomenal. If not, maybe skip ahead if you're watching the video a little bit later to get to the different news portions. But talking with people that aren't really like locked in, we'll use the term locked in. There is so much you miss. You feel when you're talking with them that you need to emphasize everything regarding security. You need to try to give them every kind of perspective when talking about certain things. When you mention Bitcoin, it's not just, hey, yeah, that's the crypto everyone knows. It's, hey, it's a part of a much bigger component now where you have nation sides thinking about buying a strategic reserve. It was the thing that started all of it, but is Bitcoin going to be the only thing? There's a lot of talk around Ethereum and all the financial markets running on it, but then there's Solana, there's these meme coins, there's this utility, there's AI. What exactly do you do? And I'm Tolly, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. And there's a lot to go into it. I mean, even as simple as saying, do you know what a SEX is? No, not that kind, but CEX. Do you know what a DEX is? Centralized exchange versus decentralized exchange. Now, talking with a good buddy, Mark, who I play League with, and I might actually bring him on stream sometime. Be like, Mark, get on a call and let's talk about this, because I asked him, I was like, okay, here, I'm all ears are open. I want you to give me the rundown of what you are like hoping to learn, why you're wanting to get into this. And the conversation kind of stemmed around, well, I feel like I've kind of missed the boat on certain things. I think XRP and Ripple look really good. And I'm like, I don't get why there's so many people that are just like, yeah, we like Ripple. And then you go online, if you go on TikTok, if you go on YouTube, there is a lot of people that are covering different content from these bigger ecosystems, right? You have like the Bitcoin maxis, but it's insane. If you haven't gone looking, there's a mass amount of people for XRP. Same with Solana, Ethereum, just a matter of being able to go out and find them. And then, of course, kind of the smaller chains, which we've been covering extensively within the Root network. And to a point, you kind of feel like a historian of, there's like 5 to 10 other people that's making any sort of content around these networks in the early stage because nobody cares about it, nobody believes it. And then all of a sudden, bam, people care about it. And one of the weird things that he said, because I asked, do you watch the streams? Do you watch any of the videos? I was like, no problem if you don't. Yeah, no problem. He's like, I've watched a few times, but you go over certain things and then mention this, and like, I can't tell the difference. And I'm like, what the hell do you mean? And then I realized he was talking about when I mentioned like an NFT project and he brought up Futureverse, he's like, I don't really get what like that is. Is that like a token? Is that like a meme? What is that? And I was like, huh? And yo, Trukion, what's going on, my guy? How we doing? And so it made me think, there is almost nothing. There is almost nothing. If you were a brand new person trying to come into crypto to learn without going out of your way to follow somebody who could be giving horrible perspectives, which I'd like to think anybody that's got a decent following, is putting out the right message. But I'm thinking back to when I first got into the space, the amount of YouTube videos that I consume, the amount of, I'm just going to take everything at face value of whatever certain individual says. But then you wonder about other people's, like, do they have the same kind of mindset where you stop, you think about it, and you really have that different perspective at the same time that people are like, oh my God, I'm trying to figure this out. And for Mark, he was like, yeah, like I want to try to get like a down payment for a house. Like, I'm not looking for you're crazy. Like, we have people out there that are saying, they're 1,000xing on things, I'm looking for something kind of small. Like I'm sitting on a little bit of money and I want to decide. And then it goes into like just the possibilities of what this becomes if everybody suddenly has this mindset. And a lot of us, we've thought for a while of, hey, this is going to be a whole new world of tech. And it's not necessarily just about the value of certain things going up. It's really just about the technology. Everybody's going to use these things. If you can go back in time, buy stock for Apple, buy a bunch of iPhones. Those things are going for crazy amounts. It's insane. Yo, Aries Swan, good morning, good morning. McLovin, what Schiller, you were doing it wrong. You're supposed to tell friends when to buy tops. True, true. Well, so the one thing that I did say to Mark, though, and Mark's not actually his real name. We're just going to call him Mark, but he was like, I was praising him in a way because he was having like a large amount of money that he was thinking about putting in, but you know, he didn't react instantly. He's like, you know, I'm trying to like learn about this thing. I've talked with some friends. I have somebody who's into this, somebody who's into that, and everybody's going to find something that they like more, right? You have people that are trading meme coins. You have people that are kind of about the utility. You have the Bitcoin maxis that are focused on that. You have the Ethereum maxis. You have the people that are messing around and trying to get into sports collectibles, whether it be real world assets on chains like Pokemon card slabs, or whether it be NBA Top Shot moments, so rare and trying to play off of the games. There's just so many different things, and all of it's culminating into kind of one aspect. But it just really made me think of like new people don't understand like almost any of this. And then so it brought me to going over a tool or a website. And I would love for you guys to look at this if you haven't. So if you go to CoinGecko, they have like a compare cryptocurrencies. I just type in like cryptocurrency market cap compare. And so let's say that we think Ethereum is going to do pretty well and match to what Bitcoin is right now. So then you see and you're like, okay, so theoretically, if Ethereum does as well as where Bitcoin is right now in terms of market cap, it would do about a 5x, which is like pretty good. But then this is where the psychology component comes in, where people say, well, if I have $100 and I put into Ethereum, and then on the off chance it goes to where Bitcoin is, which is a lot higher, I'm going to have like $500 out of it. Which is phenomenal, right? But that's where people start looking and they're like, oh, well, you know what? What if we take what's a super random thing? I'm trying to think of something that would work here that's like uber random. Has anybody got any cryptos you're thinking like, this is a random thing? Can we scroll down here? What's on here? Stellar, Litecoin, Wrapped Ethereum, Uniswap. All these things are like pretty massive. All right, let's just say that we're going to think of Illuvium. You guys know what Illuvium is, right? So if Illuvium goes to where Bitcoin is, oh, baby, yo, we're doing a dance. We're doing a 6,000 exchange. Right? Like, no, of course, in like no realm or reason this would ever happen. However, we make the conversation or talking point of, well, what if all of these mass speculations of the 3 trillion market cap of crypto goes to 100 trillion by like 2030 and 2031? And I've heard that from Raoul Paul. I've heard that from several other individuals. And then everything kind of changes if that is the case, because think of it, from 3 trillion to 100 trillion is insane amounts of money. Truly. So then you go down and you kind of break through like what you want. And let's kind of change it up a little bit, because XRP, as you mentioned before, let's say that XRP gets to where Ethereum is. Yo, Australia, what's going on? Who not? Banger. Yo, I followed that account that you sent me, by the way. Listen, we're gonna like every post. Who knows, going to be employed for the rest of his life. True. Harry, that's why we trade shitcoins, so we can get those 50x in 17 minutes. Exactly. And there's a lot of people that, you know, don't realize those opportunities are out there, except they've heard of meme coins. And so they just have that assumption that no matter what, I'm going to buy a meme coin and it's going to do phenomenal. And again, that's where you have the narratives that have been so baked in on the likes of like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, that people are now saying, oh, these tokens are going to go to $1. When like that's not going to happen. So let's use, Doge is bigger than Shiba, right? So like if Doge goes to where Ethereum is, if we do like the meme conversation, that's like a 6x, which is huge. But so the whiff hat thing, you guys remember Dog Whiff Hat? If that meme, for whatever reason, does better than Doge, does better than Shiba, and is able to catch up to Ethereum, well, oh my God, there's this. But then you just have like this whole back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. Yo, Mo Betta, how we doing? Yo, you doing all right, my guy? Yo, vibes are high today. We're going to be talking a lot about Futureverse and all that other good stuff with Root today. If you guys haven't seen, listen, boys from the Schillerverse Discord, Hawaii might be back on the menu, boys. Not gonna lie. Boy, Schiller's all in. We need to go save him. Crazy time. Huge if Doge went to 6x. Yeah. But I guess like just kind of my point with talking about this is there's just these narratives that are built out of out of certain things. So like, I mean, even the sandbox, right? Like, why are people going out and buying the sandbox right now? Well, because it's built up a narrative. I think it's been highlighted on news channels. I don't necessarily think the experience is bad within sandbox, but I would argue for the majority of people within the crypto space right now, they don't really love sandbox. Now, sandbox has had a whole bunch of partnerships. I've played it on stream. I think it's fine. I don't think it's a bad product by any means, but I would kind of be like hesitant of saying, hey, like, I think this is going to be able to break through on the mainstream unless there's kind of a big overhaul, like graphically, right? And so, but I mean, hey, if this goes to Ethereum, well, it's that. Well, okay, let's cut the Ethereum market cap in half, and I don't even know if it's in half, but I mean, it goes to XRP. That's still like an insane amount of money. And so you got everybody that's just going to go back and forth here on what they want to do, which the extreme greed is at 87%. So do we see a correction? Well, that is the question at hand. But I mean, for the market cap of Bitcoin, it's at like 2 trillion, okay? 2 trillion, where the next closest Ethereum at 400,000. So again, take these market caps, just divide them, and you can kind of see where it is. But the smaller you go, you'll see all that kind of stuff. But again, if you get into something that's not within one of these top tokens, it is much more of a risk. You're not going to have people that are on these exchanges. People don't mess around with DEXs. There's all this other stuff. And it's just honestly, it's just wild. If you have not spoken with somebody new trying to get into crypto, I think it'd be fun for you just to try it. Like, if you have a friend that's like kind of open-minded, you've talked, like, just sit down for 5-10 minutes, see what you would share of what you think matters, right? In terms of creating a wallet, security practices, things to avoid out there, and what, you would say to a new person trying to jump in. And I think you'd be outstanded, outstanded? Nah, that sounds like a stupid word. Nah, it's dumb as hell. You would be impressed by yourself, first of all, of thinking, hey, a couple of years ago, if I was to try to like explain the onboarding process to somebody new, I wouldn't be as educated as I am. So, give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back for that. And then 2, you're like, wow, the narratives, the things that people think like is completely different from whatever your point of view is. And that's where things get a little bit fun and crazy. Boys, what are your thoughts on Apecoin? Do we like it? Do we hate it? Yo, McLovin asking the good questions. So, and this is one of the things where we can have debates about it, where people say, okay, well, Apecoin's undervalued. Okay, well, it's at 861 million market cap, right? Which, okay, maybe it's undervalued like a little bit, but that's still like relatively high. So if we're going to go back to our favorite chart over here, and we're going to say that Apecoin could end up catching where I'm trying to think of. So this is like a top 100 coin. So let's go to like 50 here for like Immutable X. So Immutable is at 51 here. So if we say Apecoin is going to go to where IMX is, which, to be fair, Apecoin has been there, but this is at a point when there was a very, very, very low float. On the first drop of Apecoin, if you guys remember, it was nuts. Like, the airdrop was probably the biggest single airdrop for anybody that had an ape, and it was going for like $20. Yeah. So it came out around $8? It came out at $8 and then went up to 23. That's absolutely ridiculous. But again, there was a very low supply, and as the tokenomics, which again, the new people aren't going to friggin' know anything about this, is that every single day, everybody has a Bored Ape, people that are staking, there's a ton of new token that come into supply. Now, is that a bad thing? Well, kind of for the price, but that's just the way the token distribution happens, right? But when you're comparing the 862 and going to like Immutable, and you're like, okay, so if Ape goes to a top 50 coin, which is totally reasonable, it would be at about $3.11, which is about a 3x, right? And so when people are screaming like certain things are undervalued, we could throw in anything in here, right? We could just say IMX, we could say Uniswap, doesn't really matter. The question then becomes, all right, well, if these things are already at like a pretty high market cap, unless they're breaking through in like the top 20, single digits for the most part. And so I just think it's like kind of weird that people are like, oh, this is undervalued. I'm like, I mean, kind of, but yeah. So my heart goes out to JRNYCrypto today. If you guys haven't seen, there was probably the biggest hack we've seen the entire year from an individual. I have no idea what happened. JRNYCrypto, I think, recently bought this gold Bored Ape, or maybe it was a different one for like $1 million. both of them ended up getting hacked, along with a whole bunch of other ones. All the apes had an Apecoin attached to it. To recount a little bit, the way that it works for the Apecoin staking, you needed like 10,000 Apecoin with an ape on the staking platforms that are out there, and then you'll earn like a yield per day, and then they have like a halving, kind of like Bitcoin in a way, every couple months and years for like 3 years. And so this was monstrous, really, really bad, super shitty situation. Feel horrible about that, and you've probably seen a lot on the timeline regarding it. But we're kind of, I guess, just waiting word on what exactly happened, and hopefully it's avoidable, right? Because again, if this is something that's like, oh, it was a personal friend that had access or something, all these, anytime we see any kind of hacks, I'm always super vigilant of like, hey, there might be something that I've done wrong out here in security land. So what was the rationale? Did somebody click on a bad link? Was there, a malicious actor that was involved within his team, his personal life? And then, it kind of puts you at ease a little bit, because whenever you see something like that, you get shaken up pretty good. JRNYCrypto is a huge whale. That's crazy. I watch his YouTube videos. Yeah. No, it's pretty big news, 100%. And I don't know how it happened. I would want to assume that there was some just malicious link that he happened to click on. It's probably the most likely situation, but there was rumblings this morning where a bunch of the NFTs were like pulled from that wallet, but then transferred a whole bunch of times. And there was some thoughts of, oh, this is just like wallet maintenance or whatever. But it was also like, what if this is a hack and they're just trying to like wash through a couple wallets? And that's ended up being the case. So that sucks. Super shoddy to hear, but just trying to highlight why we bring up security so often here on the stream. But it is Friday, so trying to keep some positivity back here. Root, sheesh, holy smokes, we're absolutely flying here. I think it was up like 40% at a point. Yesterday, we saw 2 games getting announced. We saw a little bit of insight from Silo, which if you guys want, we can go and play that clip from Aaron. Insane amounts of insight, and I have no idea why this is all just coming out right now. Of course, we've heard from Shara that timing is everything. It was a massive Fluff World sweep, but then this goes back to the market cap of things. When you compare Fluff World to like literally any of the top 100 NFTs right now, it's peanuts. It's absolutely peanuts. It doesn't exist. And I'm like, I think these guys are cooking. I think these guys are cooking. Now, I don't want to go over this entire thing if people aren't really wanting to, because they know it's not going to be for everybody. And this is a 7-minute video. But essentially, they talk about how they've changed the pass login. So right now, if you have like your Blizzard launch, or if you have whatever, you go and sign in, right? In certain places, it'll allow you to sign in with Google, with your Outlook account, whatever it may be. And sometimes it's a part of like other gaming ecosystems. And so Pass is supposed to be this Web3 variation of the Web2 login that can be universally used for everything. Talks about how there's like a celebrity community that they're currently partnered with, and we're waiting to hear word on like how that's going. They're going to introduce it to this. Ton of other happenings, and just the data sets, everything else. I was literally shaking during that entire call. If you guys are in the Featureverse ecosystem and wanting to listen to this entire thing, go check out my X page, and I might upload it on YouTube a little bit later, but we'll see. Von Schiller, I hope you didn't mortgage the house on Fluff World, you sicko. No. No, I didn't, but great comment. And also, I mean, so this comes with the times, right? Where we suddenly have action on a network, and then people that are out there thinking, hey, maybe somebody's going to want like good IP. So I bought Lakers.root way back in the day, and when LeBron James signed the 2-year deal, I was like, yeah, we got Lakers.root. Also, if Hunar's still here, we got Faker.root as well. And so the other further question to that is like, do people even care about domain names? The amount of .eth that used like .eth that used to be on my timeline was absurd. Now everybody removed it. I don't know if people don't like Ethereum, they don't want to be associated with it, or they're just maxis of everything else, but it's funny that we kind of go through this. Super fans are out there. One of the games that is coming to Root Network that was just announced is Crypto Gears. These trailers, listen, it looks cool, but it's like, I want a little bit more, right? Like it's a mech that comes down, kind of reminds you of like the Titanfall games. You got a little bit of a spin from Pacific Rim, and then that's it. But still, cool game announcement. There is a new 10 million user company app. I have no idea what that's coming to Root, but Aaron McDonald highlighted that he was on a podcast with Matt Walsh. We listened to it. very bullish, very exciting. And then everybody on my timeline is just talking about Root printing the God candle. What a phenomenal way to wake up after talking about this stuff for like years. Obviously, at one point it was at 10 cents where we're like trying to re-break 3. But again, this goes back to the comparison, which you're not going to know if you're a new person, where similar to how the Ape coin, when it first came out, there wasn't anything to do with it. There was a ton of people that got the token. There was some speculation where it went nuts. And then people are like, hey, there's not a whole lot to do on the network right now. So it comes back down. But when stuff starts announcing, when stuff starts happening, okay, the interest starts picking back up again. It's crazy, bro. Big feature versus whale, also highlighting this as well. And look, 50 mil market cap. We were just talking about half the ones that are at 400 to 500 to 800 that people on the timeline are telling me are undervalued. It's at like, what, 30x the market cap of this? Gated. Crypto Rand, I have no idea who this is, but 311 followers. They're shilling Root too. My goodness. But yesterday, pretty big news breaking. Donald Trump's Crypto Advisory Council expected to set up strategic Bitcoin reserves. So this is all new, where apparently now they're looking at having like a crypto advisory role to be involved in the U.S. government. Like, what is going on? And within this, there's a couple of conversational points. One of them being that like Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, having met with Mr. Donald, does that mean he's a part of the council then? Does that mean that other people of like notable positions are going to be jumping on here? What exactly does this mean? Is it a nothing burger? Seems kind of big. And yesterday, Justin, $7.13 trillion asset manager Charles Schwab's incoming CEO says, I have not bought crypto and now I feel silly. I mean, to be fair, some of the stuff, some of the headlines comes across as like, wow, this is like, it feels kind of toppy-ish, you know what I mean? But at the same time, if the landscape for crypto is completely wide open, and I saw there was somebody who made a comment, it's a really big name, I'm trying to remember what their name was. It was like a video interview on TV. That was great, Army TV. And they basically said Bitcoin should have been at this price back in 2022. Which obviously we saw the huge fall off, but a lot of problems, I guess, for lack of a better term, around the crypto industry. Obviously, there was a lot of vaporware, but now we have tangible products. We have a lot more people invested in it. Crazy capital being spent. Bad actors generally removed. I don't know, feeling good. I think when Trump is officially inaugurated, the market is going into another stratosphere. So that's an interesting question. And a lot of people, well, sorry, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there was one take that I saw on my timeline that was like, we have up only until the inauguration happens, and then we don't know. Because we have this narrative that's built up that this is all really positive for crypto, but what if it happens where it's really positive for like a single component of it? Let's say that it's Bitcoin and other things completely falter, or if there's other kind of rules, regulations, certain things to come about that's not as bullish, movement doesn't happen. There's all these questions. Again, most people are just generally like, absolutely send it, but do we have a replacement for the legacy system in certain ways? And that might be the case. Deadfellaz announcing they're launching NFTs, which means we are back. It. Season 4 and Infected, Wednesday at 10 p.m. on Apechain. So if we're looking at trying to get a new PFP, looks like Deadfellaz is doing that on Wednesday. OCAP Games, which we've interviewed the founder on the RWA Segments podcast. If you guys want to check that out, we try to make it as new user friendly as possible, talking about the real world assets. Just like these cards, people are out there tokenizing real estate to collectibles and trying to give kind of just an educational forum for the people that want to learn about it. And we had an interview with Spencer from OCAP Games a couple weeks ago, so would love for you guys to go check that out. But they mentioned within that session that they had a couple of sketch cards within these boxes. And so these sketch cards, again, if the Vibes TCG ends up taking off, these ones could be good. Are they going out to get graded? This guy needs some moisturizer on his hands. I'm a big OCAP Games fan. The art, the team, the game itself, such an amazing creation. When I learned that there were these secret rares called sketch cards, I wanted one so bad, or at least be able to see it now. Seeing how beautiful it is, I have to get it. So looks like one of the sketch cards, or is one of the sketch cards for anybody that hasn't seen. The reason I say that is basically him and his friends and whole team are all pro crypto. Yes. And again, that's where all these narratives come about. And I would generally agree that it does feel like things are stupid positive. So Fred Kroger, we've played some videos from him. He's given different takes on Bitcoin. He's a Bitcoin maxi as well, but his new thesis is straight to 200,000. And I think at a point we made mention of somebody else who was saying the hard part is like 70 to 100K. The easy part is like 100K to 150K. And I'm like, I don't know, but we'll see. But people are out there making some bold calls. And speaking of which, just in a Bitcoin's ETF, and this is in an 11-month time span, are catching up to gold ETFs for total assets held. 104 billion for Bitcoin and 121 billion for gold. The adoption is happening lightning fast. And if you're tuning in a little bit late here, not necessarily in this stream, but generally the crypto market, what's up? My name is Schiller. We've been covering NFTs for quite some time, but this year we decided to do X-Feed, which is just going over the timeline, seeing your takes, seeing everybody's takes, going over the latest and greatest from NFTs, Web3, crypto, all that kind of stuff. If you're on YouTube and you want to go to the live feed, you can go all the way back to January, see what's hot, see what's not, give some personal opinions, which I'm wrong a lot. True. So take it all with a grain of salt. We're just trying to have some fun and give you some education on the market. Schiller, so essentially tell Amanda that everything in the house is going up for sale because you are all in. Listen. If I'm all in, what do I need to sell for? True. But again, reminder, the extreme greed. Does this even matter at this point? The timeline is electric. I don't know how to describe it every single day when you wake up, open it, and people are just suddenly positive after just wanting to beat the tar out of each other every single day. Like when people talk about like the crypto trenches before, they were bad. Okay, so Wade Day made this comment. It's kind of interesting. We'll go over for a minute. Unpopular opinion. Solana is repeating ETH's footsteps 4 years ago. Now think, Ethereum's been a lot better at being used, but whenever transactions are heavy, gas fees, it makes it unusable. And there's a lot of products that left the system. So increase in fees signals a start to global congestion. Fortunately, Solana blocks are mostly greater than 80% full right now. Global congestion leads to rapid rise in minimum fees. Rise in min fee leads to exodus of apps and users. And again, this was a big thing where we kind of had this notion around Ethereum where this is where value is built. And then people just couldn't build on it because it cost so much to deploy new contracts or do anything at it. And a lot of people moved to Solana. And there's a lot of new companies, I should say, that are going to be coming out trying to look for what's best. And are they going to pick Solana? Are they going to pick Ethereum? Are they going to pick something that's going to be able to connect to all of them? And this is where all these chains narratives, their partnerships, and everything else comes into fruition. And there's really just us kind of sitting here being like, holy smokes, blockchain tech is going to revolutionize the world in very different ways than we probably even imagine right now. But where do we kind of focus our attention to as this breaks out? But breaking, Ethereum drops out of the top 5 protocols by 24-hour fees, which is kind of nuts. But Tether, the highest, Jito, which is liquid staking, Solana, still cranking at Radium, Athena, and then Ethereum at number 6. Which is wild because I would have thought Ethereum's like perma top 5 all the time. A little bit from your childhood, potentially. Toy Story was released 29 years ago today. So are you older than the first Toy Story? Or are you younger? That's the question of the day. CryptoPunks, guys, 78. 42 ETH. Not bad. 263,000 going for the 3D glasses. Listen, that's what we got some 3D glasses as well. Not bad. A little bit different. We're playing a little bit of an homage maybe to those CryptoPunks. Hell yeah. And then the Game Awards happened last night. So Champions Ascension, Best Fighting Game, Pirate Nation, Best On-Chain Game, MapleStory Universe, Most Anticipated Game. I don't know. Is the MapleStory Universe really the most anticipated game? I don't know. Best Action Game Off the Grid, Mobile One, Fableborn, Raven Quest, Best Adventure, Pixels, Best Casual. Now I'm going to go out on a limb. Yeah, what's going on, bitch? I'm going to go out on a limb and say I would bet a lot of money that like 95% of anybody watching this right now have played maybe one of these games. It feels like it's such a weird point within crypto gaming where, for the most part, people, like, if you bought into something before, you play these games. But most people just don't. If they don't own certain assets, I think a lot of people tried off the grid. I haven't seen anybody that's talked about, yes, I continue to play off the grid. I've seen a lot of people play parallel, which now that's coming up across the stream, slowly but surely. But there it is. Yeah, I'll tell you what isn't up, Root. Okay, listen, Pitch. I don't know if the man's trolling or not, but we're actually going to make it, my guy. Yo, Pitch, Hawaii is back on the menu, boy. I have no idea what exactly happened, to be totally honest, by the way. So we have the Gearin wallet that's about to come out. It's going to be connected to XRP and the Root network. And then we had 2 games that were like just announced that they were building on Root, but I don't, I have no idea why that caused such a massive stir within the market. So a couple of headlines here, at least articles, one of them from Banzinga. Web3 games are poised to surpass console gaming by 2030. What investors need to know. Now, I would generally agree with this. I don't really know that many people that are out there playing console. I know a lot of people that bring controllers onto the PC to play in that form, but I mean, console gaming feels like it's not in a good spot. Am I crazy with that? Wait a second. Are we having the meetup in Hawaii? What a gem of an idea. McLovin, are you not in the Discord? Nah, it's disrespectful. Okay, so let's just quickly read off the thing here to see what this opinion piece is. If you were a gamer, you are probably playing on console like Xbox. 1, why is Xbox spelt like this? So that's my first problem. The second one is the ads in your face. I don't play on Xbox, and there's people on PlayStation 4. Listen, when you're writing an article, listen, we got to be a little bit unbiased. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. 3 main players, Sony Group, Nintendo, and Microsoft, control the market. Yes. Then there are the newcomers. They operate in the blockchain universe, the so-called Web3 games. Analysts estimate Web3 gaming market size at $23.9 billion, about half the size of the console gaming market. Okay, so that's actually kind of interesting that it's half the size of the console market. But I don't get why we're just randomly saying, hey, there's consoles. And then the newcomers of the blockchain universe. I mean, I guess it's a creative idea, right? We're saying, hey, we're using different game platforms and using it from that perspective. But okay. So investors have an upside here. However, market analysis forecasts Web3 gaming compound annual rates somewhere between 18 to 30%. Wow. And console gaming, 4.8. Web3 gaming taps into the cryptocurrency, decentralized blockchain hype. Hey, nice hype. We get to say that we're hyped again. Not very nice. That is what separates them from the traditional video games. In the most bullish case, the market could hit 133 billion by 2030. So remember when they're saying the market could hit 133 by 2030, people are saying that the entire crypto market cap that would include gaming is going to 100 trillion. So 133 billion by 2030 is interesting. Analysts expect the console gaming market size to reach around 73 billion in 2027. And on that, the podcast that Aaron was on, he brought up that there was 2 billion people a day that log on to play games. Shout out if you're one of the 2 billion. Land to me, I didn't know what a fish I am. Nah, that guy's just flopping around. He's dead. The fishers picked him up and is like, nah, that guy's an actual fish and just left you there. Unbelievable. Our goal is to make Web3 games as enjoyable as the ones you play on your Xbox, but with but with less hassle. The hell do you mean less hassle? Browser games are more versatile. You can play them on your TV by connecting your laptop. I don't know that many people that do that. You can take them with you when you travel. Okay. Yeah, you're not. We're going to go to the next one. Next. Okay. So this one is kind of interesting. And my problem with this is maybe the worst Web3 ad I've ever seen in my life. What was that? Like, so we have Mythical Games that is supposed to be this massive gaming giant, and FIFA. FIFA, it's a literal world household name. And the most creative thing you can come up with is a cricket that's in dead silence that goes, go! Nah, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. FIFA and game maker Mythical Games are teaming up to launch FIFA Rivals, a new Web3 mobile game that is officially licensed from the global sports organization. Scheduled for release on mobile and ISO and Android, FIFA Rivals will focus on exciting arcade game play to deliver a true gaming experience to the fans of the game worldwide. Mythical Games said. Okay, so listen, I'm not an expert. I'm really not. Always transparent with you guys. I'm not an expert, but this is poorly written, poorly produced right now. Rivals obviously have the NFL partnership as well, and that's gone very, very well. But what did we just watch? Probably on Root Network. Nah. Mythical Games is like kind of its own thing. I don't know what Mythical Games is attached to, but there was another one. I think it's actually a part of like a chain, or at least starting to work together. I don't know. And McLovin, no, I didn't say that. He's Murphy, brother. Okay, that's going to be it for this edition of X-Feed. I don't know if anybody else wants to talk about anything specific, but otherwise I'm going to say bye. So big shout out to the one and only Pitch Dark Man's Legend McLovin. Go watch Superbad if you guys haven't. You know who McLovin is. Yo, Tito's. What's going on? Sorry, I didn't see you were in here. Hope you're doing phenomenal as per usual. McLovin, just keep yapping, scrolling through the chat. Goodness gracious. Yo, Australia, what's going on? How we doing? Good to see you a little bit earlier. We got Hoonsy in the house. Hoonsy's cooking as per usual. Guy's absolutely a legend. Mometa, again, yes, sir. Phenomenal. M. Tolly, yo, guys always showing up at the beginning. Love to see it. Steve, yo, good name. True. Hope you're doing all right. The one and only Harry Swan. You listen, where are the Pokemon cards? I remember Harry Swan every day posting pictures of Pokemon. That stopped what happened. What happened? That's unbelievable. You just sent me a free Top Shot pack. Yo, yeah, legend. Appreciate it. Thank you. McLevin, of course, rip the pack on stream like the old days. Okay, hold on. Do you actually remember what my Top Shot name is? How the hell did you figure that out? If you did, you are insane. NBA Top Shot. Xander, if you guys, I don't know if you guys know who Xander is, but he keeps calling it top shit, even though I think he had some moments back in the day. Yo, so did you? Oh, it's on Twitter. Hold on. I also apparently have a birthday pack, so theoretically we could open up two things here. To be honest, that's crazy. I know you're legend. What do we do? Oh, we just claim? Okay, perfect. I just put my NFL All Day collection for fire sale like a week ago. I think Top Shot is next. They are so dead. Okay, this guy's fun. Well, see, here's the question, though. It's like we highlighted yesterday where there was a couple of NBA players that were like actually talking about the product. And I think that is something that could really spark a change. And I think it's also the notion and the ease of things, right? So I've been watching a lot of people that are out at these card shows that have graded slabs that are doing all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, damn, they're working with so many numbers. I feel like there's a security issue with this. And then, with the RWA Segments podcast, we've been interviewing a whole bunch of people that are taking those card slabs, vaulting them in Brinks and allowing people to trade them on the blockchain, and then they can actually redeem them physically. Now, the question about that is kind of like, all right, for like redeeming these, how much is the extra charges for being able to do it for X amounts? Are people going to like just trading these things digitally? Is there going to be an opportunity over time, slowly, maybe not, instantly, that people are like, I don't really care about collecting and hoarding all of these physicals, and I'm fine with owning something that's digital, but licensed product, right? So it's all really about the narratives, and we can say, okay, in the moment in time, maybe it's not as like desired as it once was, which guys, I looked it up the other day. Hold on a minute. We're going to open this pack and then we're going to go. LaMelo Ball, the rookie moment, is like $40. Nah, it's like $40. That's what we bought before they went to like $700 back in the day. Crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the pack rip here. I don't know how we play the music, if there is any music, doesn't look like there's anyone, but this is the NBA ID pack. No wait, no hassle, no fuss. Let's see what we get. Hopefully, we're gonna make it. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential moments, I think, if this is how this works. So the question is, do we get a Luka, a LaMelo, or a LeBron? The 3 L's. We're not talking about W's. We're talking about L's. And those were the 5 we were hunting for before. Do we get them? That is the question. All right, Jalen Green off the rip here. It's at a 6.3333. Okay, then what a weird number. Why in the world is it at a 6.333? Can we play the moment? All right. Yeah, we got Reeves with it. Yo, there's LeBron. Yo, moment's worth more. Oh, okay, and then gets the steal. He's going to get a breakaway. Goes for the breakaway. Going to go for a dunk. Jalen Green. Yo, 6.333 is now they burn, so that's how many left. Nice. Good insight. I can't skip the moments. We got to watch it again. And Houston won in that game. Okay. Does it like stop or does it keep going? Do I have to like exit out of it? Yeah, I forget how this works. I'm not going to lie. Okay, the moment's after. Moment's done. No, it's going to play it again. Okay. So we go to the next one. Very nice. The Pelicans did a Zion. You acquired your first Pelicans moment. That's a little bit of a lie. I think I've just moved most of the ones from before. Okay, Trey Murphy, what do we got? We got against the Grizzlies, the win. Jackson throws it, misses the target. Murphy the third saying, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go in. Drew! Yeah, that's crazy pitch. That's crazy. All right, number 3 coming up. Number 3. Yo, a little bit Tyreek Maxey. Some handles. We're going to see some good. Hey, I'll beat the Raptors. Nah, it's crazy. Is that a Chivo with the bat? Yeah, I was about to say, this is last year. I think that guy's on New York. Yo, there's Flynn. Pull back. Nice. A little bit of a jumper. Isn't that hilarious? All right. We got 2 more. Luka, LaMelo, LeBron. Any and all. Any in which you acquired an NBA championship year. What does that even mean? Yo, Andrew Wiggins, the Canadian. This one's out of 40,000. All right, so apparently all the good moments we just got a second ago. All right, they beat the Thunder. Yo, Josh Giddey, back when he was on Oklahoma, going around. And Wiggins with the dunk. Drill. All right, one final time. Golden State, Chris Paul. And then an assist. Nice. Nothing has changed with Top Shot. It does kind of seem like everything's the same there, which is kind of hilarious. So I think I have one more in Australia. Thank you for sending that. Absolute legend. So yeah, we have a birthday pack, which I don't know exactly what this is. 36 for sale. You can sell these. How much is a pack going for? Like, they're at the $4. Nice. All right, happy birthday, Top Shot, year 3. Hey, yo, we got a Pistons. No, we got an Alec Burke. Yo, I was very excited for a second, and then we got Alec Burke. The music, like, kind of kills it. Like, I mean, I don't... Listen, I get the NBA is, like, never trying to be, like, soft or anything. But I feel like I should be at like a ballerina dance right now. That's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in as per usual. We'll be back on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. And happy belated birthday to Top Shot.